Good afternoon, students. This video is especially meant for the students of BA Part 3rd old course. The topic which I will cover through this video is morphology. Unit 4. It will be of 15 marks. Before starting the topic, let me give you one message. The time we are passing now, that is the time of testing. It is said by wise men, the behavior, the nature, patience, and all qualities of human beings are tested in the time of problem. So the time we are having now, that is full of problem, we have locked ourselves from other human beings. That is very tough for us, but we have to utilize that time, and we have to remember the optimistic lines of P.B. Shelley when he writes in his famous ode, "If winter comes, can spring be far behind?" So we should remember, we should always keep this line in mind: if winter comes, can spring be far behind? Bad times are not for all the times. Okay, so let me go ahead with the topic which I am going to cover, that is morphology. The first thing I will tell you is, what is morphology? The study of word formation is called morphology. The study of word formation. This is very simple thing. Morphology is the description of the internal structure of words. It is the organization of phonemes into a morph and morph into a word. Morphology is a label of a structure between phonology and syntax. Morphology is the grammar of words, and syntax is grammar of sentence. Morphology really deals with the structure of words. We can consider some words for better understanding. If we consider the given three words, man, manly, and unmanly, we will find some difference. Man is monosyllabic. It cannot be broken further. It is word, it is also morpheme. Second is manly. We can break it, we can subdivide it into two groups, man and ly. And unmanly into three parts, un, man, and ly. Man is the root word, that is free morpheme. Un and ly are bound morphemes. They cannot be broken. They cannot give independent meaning. Morphology has been defined by different linguists. As for Bloomfield, one of the famous linguists of modern time, defines morphology as the study of the constructions in which bound forms appear among the constituents. Dorfman, one of the other famous linguists of modern time, defines morphology as the study of the way and methods of grouping sounds into sound complexes or words of definite, distinct, and conventional meaning. Morphology is one of the major branches of linguistics. It deals with the smallest grammatical unit. of language. You must have been told the smallest unit related to sound system is the subject matter of phonetics and phonology. But when it is related to word formation, when it is related to grammatical unit, it is more. It is morpheme, it is morphology. A study of morpheme is morphology. Now the question arises, what is morpheme? Morpheme is the smallest or minimal grammatical unit of language. Minimal grammatical unit, that means which has meaning, which cannot be broken further. If you break that further, it will lose its meaning. Manly. Man has meaning. Lee doesn't have independent meaning, but that is also meaningful. That gives some meaning, that is bound morpheme. Wanted, WNTED. There are 6 phonemes, but only 2 morpheme. WANTED, wanted. 6 phoneme, but only 2 morpheme. Want and it. Want has its meaning. It is free morpheme. But ed, it doesn't have meaning. It is bound morpheme. So now we go ahead towards classification of morpheme. Classification of morpheme. Morpheme can be divided into 2 groups, classified into 2 groups. The first is free morpheme and the second is bound morpheme. Free morpheme can stand alone. It has independent meaning. Just like likely. Like is free morpheme and ly, that is bound morpheme. Just in boys, boy is free morpheme and s, that makes it plural, is bound morpheme. Number 1 classification is free morpheme, that has its own meaning, and bound morpheme, it doesn't have meaning, but it gives meaning when it is attached or put with free morpheme. Bound morpheme may be affixes, prefix, suffix, and infix. Bound morphemes are of 2 categories. They are inflectional bound morpheme and derivational bound morpheme. Inflectional bound morpheme, when morpheme or affix is added to morpheme and that cannot be affixed again, means no morpheme can be added again. Just like boys, if you add s in boy, you cannot make it means a new word putting any kind of affix. That is inflectional morpheme. Again I repeat, what is inflectional morpheme? When no further affixation can be done, that is called inflectional bound morpheme. For example, boys, agreed, agrees, etc. The second is derivational bound morpheme. The suffixes which may be followed by other suffixes, means that is open. You cannot form different words again, means different group of words, different parts of a speech. You can form that. Just like agree, you can add agreement, ment, that is still open. You can add s, agreements. So agree is free morpheme, ment is bound morpheme, but it is derivational. You can put s again, and if you put s, in this word it becomes again bound morpheme, it becomes again inflectional. So it is possible. Agreeableness, agree is free morpheme, able you added like bound morpheme, and again ness, agreeableness. So this is derivational bound morpheme. Derivational bound morphemes can be subdivided into two types. Again, they may be class maintaining derivational and class changing derivational. So keep it very seriously in your mind. Be careful with it. Class maintaining, when the class of the word is not changed after you add bound morpheme, it is class maintaining. Just like boy is a word and you add boyhood, boy is noun, and if you add hood, HOOD, it is still noun. So it is class maintaining. Second is class changing, when you add suffix, prefix, generally that is suffix, when you add affix and that changes the class, means if that is noun and you added something, that becomes adjective, that becomes adverb, that takes different class, that is called class changing. Just like boy and you add ish, that becomes boys, that is adjective. Boyhood, boys. So this is class changing derivation, class changing bound morphemes. So in today's video I have tried to make you understand more morphology. Morphology is the study of word formation. Morpheme is a smallest grammatical unit of any language, that is of two types. First one is free morpheme and second one is bound morpheme. Free morpheme can stand alone, bound morpheme cannot stand alone. Bound morpheme can be further divided into two group, that is inflectional and derivational. Inflectional, when no further affixation can be done, and derivational, when further affixation is possible. Derivational morpheme can be of two types, class changing and class maintaining. Class maintaining, when the class is intact, and class changing, when the class changes from noun to adjective, adverb, etc. So that finishes for the day. You will get a study material of the same topic in PDF form, in PDF, and keep learning. If you have any problem, please inform me with the help of WhatsApp contact. So that finishes for the day. We will meet you again through video, and we will try to choose other very important topic for you. That finishes for the day. Once again, thank you.